Why the niggas hate Eminem?
Because he's white. My
That's
nigga,
it.
it's clear.
He's white.
Now, we got down with Eminem. We done been called house niggas, all this, that. But at the end of the day, ain't nobody in my hood, my family, wore a free Yayo shirt at the Grammys and look out for me, nigga. Niggas are mad at the white boy because he's the black hockey player. Come on, nigga. Yo, his music don't play in the clubs. So that don't make him the GOAT. What happened to Balls, nigga?
Tony. Stop, Tony. Just stop. How many of your family have access to the red carpet? How many times those shirts actually freed anybody? Let's get on to the real issue here. The narrative black people hate Eminem because he is white is outrageously trivializing, and I will not stand for that whack-ass narrative. This all comes down to the ability to articulate. Now I get that Tony Yayo is biased. Eminem put on 50, and because 50 is Tony Man's, it changed his life. However, that doesn't warrant overlooking everything he's done. Imagine Morris Day and Jerome defending Elvis. That's what this is, but it's worst. Eminem himself acknowledges this, and for whatever reason black fans of hip-hop who don't like Eminem are constantly looked at like, how Tony Yayo put it. Mad at Eminem for being the black hockey player. Black hockey players are ostracized for no other reason than being black. No other reason. As an Eminem fan, the real reason a lot of us don't like Eminem go beyond race. We all know the typical response: if he were black, he wouldn't be who he is. AKA, how successful he is. This is facts, and he himself has acknowledged this on record. However, let's go further than that. Let's look at the impact Eminem had. Before the introduction of him and his stardom, hip-hop was primarily a black space. Yes, chalky chestnuts participated and were the main buyers, also the main profiteers, of hip-hop, but it was understood why this space even existed. Eminem's impact was swift. In the name of marketability, and in this case means not black, the Pale Paladins did things for Eminem they wouldn't have done for any other hip-hop artists. He was played on rock stations and MTV 11 times. He was advertised all over the world. His marketing was second only to Michael Jackson, it felt like. What did this do? It took hip-hop where the non-threatening black artists, like MC Hammer, couldn't take it, speaking of Hammer's impact worldwide-wise. Besides the world being anti-black. All the reasons hip-hop was looked down upon before, like excessive profanity, obscenities, violence. And the objectification of women was suddenly marketable because it was coming out of a white guy's mouth. Hip-hop was now shoved into the front face of a worldly audience because of him. This was great for the main profiteers of hip-hop. However, that space aforementioned built for us started to be invaded. Hip-hop is now the most listened to music on the planet, and because of that we have to sit through people who know nothing about hip-hop, or its origins, scream Eminem is the GOAT. People who hardly know his peers, and definitely not his competition. There's so many of them it damn near drowns black voices out. When hip-hop influenced or is mentioned in other mediums, like anime, they do not or hardly mention Biggie, Tupac, Eazy-E, NWA, Tribe, Wu-Tang Clan, De La Soul, EPMD, Redman, etc. Not even people like Kool Moe Dee, Rakim, and Big Daddy Kane, rappers Eminem got his whole style from. He is the face of hip-hop in an extremely anti-black world. That overshadows so many great artists. Now, Eminem is a student of hip-hop. He has never stopped giving love and props to the culture and the people who came before him, but 95% of the fans his influence bought in, are not that respectful. It muddies up the culture, space and conversation. Not only this, things black rappers are judged on, he gets a pass. For example, he has no club bangers argument being reduced. People use that as a parameter for everybody. This is why during D Block vs Dipset, Jada led with All About the Benjamins, a song he wrote for Puffy. Dipset thought they was gonna sweep because all they have is club bangers, and D Block was mainly street targeted. Like you aren't gonna hear Mighty D Block in the club like that either. People give Eminem a pass and reduce that him not having club bangers, to him being picked on for being white. Shit, both Paul Wall and Bubba Sparxxx had club bangers. Truth is, barring the sales, which we know why they are the way they are, Eminem is allowed to be the GOAT purely on his lyrical prowess, and no one else is allowed that privilege. I've heard people try to use that club argument against KRS-One, so Eminem should be subject to it. In conclusion, it's not because he's white. He blew up massively because the world's anti-black, and his impact, while got hip-hop where it is especially monetarily, still hurt the culture. I'll never blame him for this, he's fucking dope, but that's the reason. A space that was widely cracker man free is now muddied with white supremacist rappers. Without him this would still be niggas music still, according to Good Old Boys. The culture is infested with those who said, who? When I mentioned De La Soul but swears Eminem is the GOAT. That hurts. Imagine a Slipknot superfan not acknowledging the existence of Ozzy Osbourne or the Rolling Stones. That's why Eminem get hate. It's unfair to him, but it's unfair to simplify it to race when our culture was heavily affected.